Hi guys, welcome to the channel. So I've actually got quite a bit to get through today. First of all, as you can see, the red car's turned into a yellow one. Actually, no it hasn't. This is a whole nother car. We'll get on to that in a second. If you've been following the channel, you'll know that at the beginning of the year, a couple started court proceedings against me to sue me for the princely sum of $16,000 over a car I'd sold well over 3 years ago. In New Zealand, we have a independent check agency. For older vehicles, your car needs to be checked every 6 months, and for newer vehicles it's 1 year, and it's called a warrant of fitness. When I sold that car, it had a brand new warrant of fitness on it. I was under the understanding that the car was completely legal. It turns out the people issuing the warrant of fitnesses should not have been. And unfortunately, the couple that I sold the car to, the couple that approached me to buy my car, that car was never advertised, ended up with a car that they couldn't use. Now, that is really unfortunate, and I do feel sorry for them, but I did everything right, which was upheld in the court of law not so long ago. We have a thing called a disputes tribunal, and the disputes tribunal ruled that I had not misrepresented the car in any way, shape or form. And in New Zealand, the onus is on the person buying the car to make sure that they get what they want. It's unfortunate the couple didn't do what they were supposed to do and decided to sue me. Now, it's just been cancelled. It's been held up in my favour. So obviously the courts saw it the same way I do. Now, $16,000 is not a small sum, and I'm quite happy to have kept it. The next thing you'll notice is I'm sitting in my new car right where the bus used to be. I no longer have the bus. It was sold, again, to a nice couple. They are under the full understanding of what the bus is. And with the money that I sold that bus for, I was able to buy this car. So, again, very happy. Things have changed. Things are changing. Right. Now, shall we get on to the car, which is probably what you guys really want to look at and see. And what is it? So, after the bus was sold, I've been looking at getting another one of these for a long time now. There's a number of manufacturers here in New Zealand that produce these Lotus 7 style, Clubman style cars. Fraser, Leach, Chevron, McGregor, Elmac, just to name a few. And if you are so inclined, you actually can build one yourself. So this is a McGregor. Now, why did I choose a McGregor? Well, there's lots of reasons. One is, you'll notice that I'm not a small chap. I'm sort of on the XXXL side of things, so I need a car that I can actually fit into. The Chevrons were always a very tight fit. Shoehorn and a lot of grease was usually needed to get me in and out of one of those cars. The McGregor is made in such a way, it's been designed in such a way that people can actually fit in it and use it. So with things like Frasers and Chevrons, you need to have proper little race shoes on because the pedals are so close together. With this car here, I can actually drive it with my steel caps on. I've got plenty of room. My legs are fully stretched out, and the seat is not on the back firewall partition yet. So there's more room back if I'm taller. Like I'm 5'9", 5'8", so I'm not very tall. I know that people of 6'3" can get into these cars without a problem and drive them. Easy as. So what else has this car got going for it? Well, it's built in 2007. So part of the deal when I bought this, the car was in Christchurch, which is a whole nother island away, and I needed to get it up here. I didn't want to fly down and have it checked out, so I bought it sight unseen. Now that is risky, but the seller was really good, and he came to the party and we agreed on a good deal. So I would pay half for the car, we would send it up, and I'd have it independently checked. So the check was carried out by VTNZ, so Vehicle Test New Zealand. They had 4 guys go over it for about an hour and gave it a new 1-year warrant of fitness, because the car was built in 2007. It's able to get a 1-year warrant of fitness. They came back with a couple of things. Because the car had been sitting for so long, the wipers were not going. So all I did was spray contact cleaner on the fuse box and on the switching gear, and suddenly the wipers work. That simple. And the other one was that they thought there was no grip tape or a way of stopping your feet from slipping off the pedals. So the brake pedal has to have something grippy on it. Usually you'll find your brake pedals in your car will have a rubber pad on it. And this one doesn't have the rubber pad, but it had grip tape, like skateboard grip tape, sandpaper, and that's enough. They didn't look too hard. When I pointed it out, that was it. The car was all ready and it got its year-long warrant of fitness. Now, what's the car running? So initially I was looking for something 2-litre, fuel injected, and I thought carefully about that, but at the time, and still, to find a fuel injected car, most of them run carburetors because people love the induction roar, and hey look, I understand that it is quite addictive. So this one is running 40mm side draft Webers on a 1600cc cross-flow Ford motor, Kent motor. On top of that, it's mated to a 5-speed Sierra box, and that goes to a Mark II Escort diff running 411 diff gears. Some of the things that I have done to it already, I've fitted my GPS to the dash. I do like my GPS because it's a Garmin Zumo, so it's made for motorbikes. If you go back to further videos, I'll explain it in there, but I'll just do a quick explanation for it now. So it is a Garmin Zumo. It's motorcycle friendly or motorcycle made GPS unit. So it is waterproof. It's specifically designed to be out in the open, which, as you can see, these cars are. So I fitted that. I bought a set of seats off a good friend. Now these seats came out of a McGregor, and they are a lot nicer seat than what was in there. I didn't like the welding, because the seats that were in there were a homemade seat. And I took a good look at the welding and how they were, and I was really unimpressed with it. And seeing it's my safety that's involved here, I swapped in these seats, which are a nicer seat anyway, and I can get lower in the car, which means it's a more comfortable drive. What are we going to do for the future? Well, I plan on using this quite a lot. And in fact, my son and I are looking at a trip to the South Island in November. He's got my old red Chevron because he fits it a lot better. So he's in the process of getting that sorted and road legal. And we plan on doing a trip down through the South Island, probably 1 week down and 1 week back. So we're in no hurry. So that's November. Up until then, I've got plenty of car shows to go to and plenty of miles to put on this car to get it ready for that trip in November. So what we will do is start looking at, and as we can see, and I will show you it a bit later on, I've got cameras that I'm getting ready to mount up, my GoPros. And we're going to try and get quite a decent amount of footage for you running through the road trips that we do. Now, it's not just going to be me on the road. I've been looking at how road trips on YouTube are interacted with. And yeah, look, we'll be stopping, talking, and showing features of the road trip. Say if I go to Pyraw, well, you know, we're going to stop and talk and have a look at the lemon and Pyraw bottle or other interesting points along the way. I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be an exciting next phase of my trip on YouTube and with you guys. So instead of me waffling on, why don't I grab you off the tripod and show you around the car? I won't show you the motor because that still needs to be tidied up, but I can certainly show you around and you can get a closer look at it. So just bear with me for a second. Right. So first thing we'll notice is we have the Performance Mini Light style wheels. Now they are a 15x6 running 295s on them. So they've got the fronts Potenzas and the backs are Monzas. So we will get that sorted soon with Potenzas all over. Now something that's a bit of a break from traditionally the cars I have is this one actually does have a windscreen. And yes, I'm getting buffering. So I've got to try and sort out that buffering, and I've got a few things in mind. There's our air filters for the 40 mil Webers. Let's go to the interior, shall we? So I've got VDO gauges, 200 kilometre per hour gauge. Down there is my fuel gauge, and then we have in behind there fuel pressure and temp gauge. Coming back, you see we've got a quintessential fire extinguisher. I do believe that all these cars need to have fire extinguishers, and even a wheel lock. And coming on to the back, we've got, and yes, the number plate came with the car, 7ish, and it's a high stop light on that fifth wheel, on the spare wheel. One thing that this car's got that none of my other cars have ever had is it does actually have a roof, which is going to be, and yeah, I've already tried to get in it with the roof on, and you do need to be a contortionist, unfortunately, so most of my runs will be without a roof, just because I can't fit in it. Then we've got the exhaust system. It's, want of a better word, an interesting exhaust system. But what I do have is a CBR Thau stainless steel muffler, which I will be fitting to it and seeing just how loud it is and how aesthetically pleasing it is. Oh, sorry, bit of sunstrike. So let's pop you back up on the tripod. So that's the car. I've already taken it for a few quick drives, and it's impressive. I really enjoy it. One of the things I will be looking at is a new headset. Currently, at the moment, my cell phone connects to my GPS, which connects to this headset. Now this headset's quite old and it's quite rough around the ears and that, and it can't connect to anyone else. So what I'm doing is looking around for a decent headset that will be able to connect to other drivers or riders that are running the same sort of system. It's not necessarily very important, but I think it's something that if you're driving in a group, or specifically for motorcycles riding in a group, but we're driving, if someone wants to pull over, or if someone in the back of the group is having some issues, they can let the rest of the group know and the whole group can pull over and help out as opposed to being stranded. Most of the time it's a cell phone call, and I understand that that can be very easy, but if you're driving, especially these cars, a cell phone, you can't hear it. So I am going to be testing out a headset, and I do appreciate if someone would have, say, recommendations.